Hi everyone. For legal reasons, I have to be careful with what I say in this update, so I'm going to keep things vague. As many of you know, over the past couple of years, I've commissioned and paid an editor to edit and animate the Battlestorm videos. Battlestorm Tobruk was published 2 to 3 weeks later than it should have been, and Battlestorm Mercer Matra should have gone out in mid to late October. Obviously it's the day before Christmas now, and Battlestorm Matra still hasn't gone out. The reason why is because from July onwards, the editor I commissioned to do the work decided to focus on a passion project and neglect the work they were meant to have done for me. In a nutshell, I've paid the pre-agreed amounts for the work and have not received the work back. After questioning them earlier this month, relations turned sour, at which point they demanded compensation and back pay that amounts to multiple times what we originally agreed, well in excess of all reason, and was only demanded after the dispute started. This is multiple thousands of pounds to access files for a video that isn't even complete by their own admission and won't bring in anywhere near that amount in ad revenue. There is obviously a lot more to this story than I've described here, such as the excuse of chip creep being given for the reason why the video isn't finished. Yeah, chip creep. They are a computer expert in their 50s, yet do not know that power cables that go into a hard drive do not click in. But I should not say any more at this time. Hopefully though, that's enough context for you to understand why Mercer Matra is still not out despite it being over 2 months late. All of this has left me hanging high and dry. For months I've not been sleeping, I've recently lost my appetite, and I've been losing Patreons for months now too, who have been waiting patiently for a video that has simply not arrived. And I don't blame those people who have dropped off. I also think this is unacceptable. In fact, the loss of Patreons and ad revenue that I've suffered over the past few months due to the editor is well in excess of the amount of compensation I'm being asked to give to them. But unfortunately, I'm back to square one. In terms of Matra, I'm back to the position I was in late August or early September. I had said in a recent post that Matra will be out before Christmas, famous last words, because that's what the editor told me. It would be ready by then, finally. But obviously it is not. So, after several sleepless nights, I have made a decision. I'm going to do the video myself and get it to you within the next few days. That may seem impossible, because it is. The animations would take weeks to do. So how can I possibly get it to you within a few days? Well, it's possible, because I'm going to skimp on the animations. Ultimately, you're not here for the fancy animations, you're here for the content, which is the history, the maps, the evidence, and the logic. Well, I have the screenplay I made for the editor, and I can readapt that to create a series of still images of the event. So it'll all be the same in terms of the history and the references and so on. It's just not going to have all the fancy animations. I've actually done this sort of thing before in numerous other videos, and while it's not as good as it would have otherwise been, it'll be passable. So I've cancelled Christmas. I won't be seeing my friends and family. I'm going to be working every hour that I possibly can do to get this video finished and out, because I'm sick of it now. And at this moment, I think it'll only take a few days to do. I'm already about a fifth of the way through the video, despite only working on it for just over a day. So yeah, that's the plan. Matra will be out in a few days' time, whether anybody likes it or not. And I want to apologise for the delays and the lack of Battlestorms this year. I may not have been the primary cause of this problem, but I do take responsibility for the failure to deliver. Ultimately, this is my channel, and this has been a dreadful year for Battlestorms and tank content in general, and this is reflected in the drop in Patreon support. I have been concentrating on the non-tank stuff mainly because I was relying on someone else to get the Battlestorm stuff out in a reasonable time, but hindsight shows that that was a mistake. I am 100% back in control of the content now, and one of my New Year's resolutions is to go back to doing stupid many hours every week. I did 14 hours yesterday, for example, with only 2 hours of breaks to eat food, etc. And the reason I had cut down on the number of hours per week and also used an editor was to try and recover from the burnout which has plagued me for some time now. But it turns out that the burnout has nothing to do with the number of hours I'm working. I cut the hours down and I'm just as burnt out as I was a year ago. So I may as well put the hours back up. I'm not sure exactly what is causing the burnout. But one of the lessons I've learned through all of this is that I need to keep this operation small. It just needs to be me. This has to be a private operation, private ownership and control of the means of production. And while others can chip in here or there, I have an accountant for example, I've learned that I cannot rely on other people to do the important stuff. So for this reason I won't be looking for a replacement editor or anything else like that. Unfortunately, due to the stress and the worry, I've not been able to concentrate on the work. I've been massively distracted for months now. I feel like I'm behind with everything, especially the tank-related content. But I intend to make up for that in the new year, working more in general and also giving the Battlestorms more of a priority going forward. And I would also like your feedback on this too. When you watch Mercer Matra, please let me know if the lack of animations is tolerable. The reason why is because the animations take ages to do, hence why I delegated them to somebody else. And if I can just not do them or do less of them, then that'll save weeks of time for each video, allowing me to get these videos out to you a lot quicker. I'm actually contemplating doing partially animated videos going forward for that reason. So your feedback on Matra would be good. But yeah, I apologise again for the delays. Matra will be here shortly, even if it's not as animated as it could have been. I hope you all have a lovely Christmas because I'll be working it. And this is the reason, also the reason why I've not been on X recently or replying to comments, etc. I won't be able to reply to comments here. I've not got time. I've got to get the work done. But yes, thank you to all my patrons who have been supporting me over the years. I'm sorry to disappoint you all. And thanks for watching and supporting. Bye for now.